Hello, welcome to Video Game After Live. I'm your host, Tommy, and with me I have...
Michael.
Jillian.
Enoch.
All right, and we're about to talk about some stuff. So, Jillian, stuff.
So important stuff. Video Game After Live is an extension of the TV show Video Game Hour Live, which is from Texas Student Television, the only FCC licensed student-run television station in the country. And it's super awesome. Aren't you happy to be here?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
Great.
Hey.
It's about time I did something productive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can brag to all your friends and be like, we're the only FCC licensed one. But then that also means you can't cuss.
Fuck.
We can cuss. Yeah, I was going to say, we
Good
can cuss on
timing.
this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a
Okay.
discussion about it last time.
Yeah, that's right. I was scared. No, I didn't want to have to edit anything out later.
You can add like a little beep if you want. Because sometimes I feel like that adds...
I want to add like a little duck. Just going, wah,
So the PewDiePie went.
oh, no.
He does do the went.
Boo. Never mind.
You'll find something else.
Yeah.
It is funny every time. I'm
Do
like,
laser sound effects.
Boo.
What do you have against lasers?
Lots of things. I animated
meow.
lasers.
Wow.
Dude, you get over them pretty fast.
you what?
Shame.
What did you do with lasers?
Like, I did like this for the last podcast intro. I made these like energy light trail laser things. Dude,
Oh, yeah.
once you spend like 4 hours making one like circle of just a laser thing, you get over it pretty quickly. Ugh.
Lights in general in After Effects. Like,
And literally, it's just like make this one thing, duplicate it 20 times, and make it glow. That's it, and you're done. But it's so hard. It's so annoying.
That's what subtitles are like.
And now I just feel like I need to make an even better one from the last one, which is gonna be hard to do.
You just use the same one.
Why would I do that?
Because it's easy.
Make your life easier.
It would, but then I was like, I feel like there's no challenge. Like
Why do you have to make it a challenge? It's just making.
because then it's fun.
Aren't you already like stressed enough from school?
Oh, of course, but why not even put more?
I relate heavily to this. This way, me. I'm like,
That's how we do it. Just keep piling on the stress.
And it's, I don't know, this is one of the few places I can like creativity outlet stuff. So it's like, great, that wasn't the right way to say that, but.
no, yeah.
No,
yeah.
we understand what you mean, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it's your outlet for creativity.
And I, like, the only actual stuff I've ever done with After Effects is like super basic, like high school intro AV class. And so I was like, you know what? I have a chance to do this and make it cool, I'll do it. And then I've been doing it, and people seem to like it. So
Yeah,
that's
we
cool.
really like it. Yeah, Tommy's been making the
Intros.
intros and I don't
Outro.
know, the outro to the podcast.
Yeah, the outro is just like the TV turning off effect, and I just like it for is it easy out? So it's
Nice.
just
It is
yeah.
nice.
That's good.
We are a TV show. So it
Makes
also
sense.
It's the
works.
only FCC licensed television station.
Catch us
only-
Tuesdays at 9 p.m.
Tuesdays at 9 p.m.
Central Time.
Twitch.tv/VGAL.
All right.
See, I
So
was about-
video games.
So video games. How about them video games? Enoch, what was your topic that you brought today?
My topic? I don't know. I have a trivia game that we can play about video games.
That sounds fun.
If
I'm
you
gonna
guys want
lose.
to do that.
See,
Let's do that.
I won last time, and
With
as
1
reigning
point.
champion, I say we go. I won by 6 points, so you made it all or nothing at the end.
That's true. I did do that. I did give you a bonus 5 points at the end because you sort of got one answer right.
Damn right.
And Samantha didn't get it right at all.
Well, I guess
That's all that
dolphin,
counts.
right? And that's the only thing I guess because I echoed the dolphin. So
All right.
Classic.
So, do we want to do the trivia thing?
sure, let's get
yeah.
Something
trivia.
to do.
All right, great. So, there's going to be 5 questions. 4 of them have answer choices that you can choose from. The last one doesn't have answer choices, but it's worth more points. And this one's a little different than last time.
Only a little.
A little different.
So it's like the words changed, like GameCube, what name?
No. All right, so circle who enters first. Like, go around the
Sure,
table.
Yeah.
All right, you're going to go first. Since you're the reigning champ, you have to go first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm putting that on you.
It's so much pressure, guys. I just talked about the
Good.
stress, and I can't deal with this.
All right, so
He's smiling.
first question. Michael Jackson worked on unused songs for which game? Super Mario World, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, Resident Evil, or Echo the Dolphin?
Echo the dolphin. I know it's not it. But
You
I'm
can
gonna say-
deliberate if you want to, if you don't know the answer.
I'm gonna go with Sonic the Hedgehog.
All
I
right.
know it's probably Sonic the Hedgehog, but I
Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah.
so want it to be Echo the Dolphin.
The answer is Sonic the Hedgehog
Yeah,
3.
I knew it.
That one, I think I actually knew.
You knew it. Nice.
As
Yeah,
soon
no.
as he said it, I was like,
I 100% knew
That's a
that.
total guess on my part. So
Oh,
that's
really?
like- yeah.
I like 100% knew that, but in my head I was like, what if not? And then I was like, Echo the Dolphin would be great irony for this moment. So I was like hoping the universe
I
would
try
work
to
in
do
my
very
favor.
I
difficulty
think he
for the
kind of did
questions.
that on purpose.
Yeah.
What is Echo the Dolphin?
It's a
He
dolphin.
plays
It's
a
a Sega
dolphin.
game.
Plays a
So
dolphin.
it gets weirder because about the second game is where they introduce the aliens, and so now you're a dolphin fighting
Nice.
aliens.
This is like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes and no. There's a lot less booze.
Nah.
There is a lot of booze in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
There is, yeah. All right, so next question. In 2016, Nintendo sold off a controlling share of which Major League Baseball team? The Miami Marlins, the Chicago Cubs, the Seattle Mariners, or the Anaheim Ducks?
See, this could
You're up first, Michael.
Okay, well, the Anaheim Ducks is a hockey team, so I'm going to go with no on that one. And I would think maybe the Seattle Mariners.
All right.
I'm gonna go with. Oh, I can't say anything.
I was
It's
going to
your
go
turn.
around.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, but
What were the choices?
the choices were the Miami Marlins, the Chicago Cubs, the Seattle Mariners, or the Anaheim Ducks.
Marlins.
I'm going with what Michael said. And I was so scared because I was like, I don't know anything about sports, so some of these could be like for a completely different sport.
They
And he
could be
confirmed
not
it.
real.
Yeah, and I was like,
It's a
I was
hockey
like, oh, thank goodness you got that out of the way because I was like,
So what is your answer choice?
whatever Michael said.
No, you have to give me an answer.
What was what did you
I
say?
said the Mariners.
The Mariners, the Mariners.
All right. And the answer was the Seattle Mariners.
All right.
Boom.
All right, so Michael has 2 points.
Back in the game.
Lillian and you have 1 point each.
Did you say Lillian?
I'm sorry. I know someone else named Lillian. I deserve that. I'm sorry. I was thinking of. I know someone else
We
named
got
Lillian.
Enoch,
I
Lillian.
apologize.
It's okay.
Totally.
I don't know. It was so close
were just
too.
like-
I just don't. I shouldn't have said anything, but I was like, that threw me
No,
off. I
no,
was like,
please
did you
correct me.
say-
I hate getting people's names wrong because I have name wrong, so I always try to get everyone's names right. I
Everyone calls me
apologize.
Julian. That was actually the
I'm
first
sorry.
I got Lillian.
Jillian.
So at least you understood the
Mm-hmm.
sounds that came out of my
The
mouth.
basic concept
Jillian.
of the name.
Got it now.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
why I just tell people to call me Tommy. No one can say Tomas. And I was like, all right, cool. Tommy, Tom, whatever.
All right, so question 3. The American Super Mario Bros. 2 is a reskin of which game? Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic, Katamari Damacy, Wonder Boy The Dragon's Trap, or River City Ransom? Jillian is up first.
C.
C. Wonder Boy The Dragon's Trap.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
going to also go Dragon's Trap because
Yeah.
I know it's not Katamari.
Yeah, I was going to go with that one as well.
All right, so you all answered Wonder Boy The Dragon's Trap.
Yeah.
The answer is Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic.
Well, okay.
Ooh.
So
All
none
right.
of you got that right.
Well then, I see how it is.
So it's just a complete reskin of it. It's the exact same
Yes,
game.
it's
but-
pretty much the exact same game.
Isn't Super Mario 2 where they introduced Birdo? I feel like it is. I'm just guessing just so I know what the game will look like. It's the one where there's turnips.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
yes.
more of those turnips.
How do you
That's-
spell Yume? Is it?
Yume. I
or
could
just
very well
me?
be pronouncing
Yeah.
it wrong.
No. I'm just like, is it Met or Met?
That
What?
sounded the same.
Yeah, it sounded the same.
It's okay.
I don't speak Japanese. I
Yume
was,
Kojo?
yeah,
Oh.
because the original Super Mario Bros.
Kojo or
2 was
Kojo?
deemed
Too hard, right?
too hard for American audiences,
Kojo.
so they just reskinned another game and
Oh,
sold that
they
as Super
did that
Mario
with a
Bros. 2.
lot of games. Like, there's a lot of modes that are just easy or normal in American games, when normal is like the hard difficulty in the Japanese versions.
All right,
Which is super
so
cool to think about.
Tommy
Famous
has 1
cast.
point. Michael has 2 points.
Yeah.
Jillian has 1 point. All right,
That was-
question 4.
Okay.
Which of these games were not part of the launch day lineup of the N64 in North America? Pilot Wing 64, Super Mario 64, Turok: A Dinosaur Hunter, and Star Wars: Shadow of the Empire. Back around to you, Tommy.
I really hope it's not Mario 64 because I'll be mad, but I'm going to go with Star Wars Shadow of the Empire.
All right,
I'm going to go with the Dino Hunter one.
all right.
Star
Anything?
Wars one.
Star Wars. You're all correct. There were 2 right answers for this question.
Oh, come
Oh.
Turok:
on.
Dinosaur Hunter and Star Wars: Shadow of the Empire were both not
They
launched.
both sounded.
That was,
I want to
that
get
was
some kind of trick in here.
yeah, but that was a chance for me and Jillian to catch up, and you let him keep the lead.
Yeah,
I
I'm
see how
sorry.
it is.
Oh, a tummy ache. A little bit.
We just went to a class for game shows that were rigged. This is rigged. I see
It's
how
not
it
rigged.
is.
I give
Game
none of you
shows
the answers.
were rigged.
They were all rigged.
Back in the 50s and 60s.
By the way, Enoch, thanks for giving me the answers earlier. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. All right. So this is the last question, and there are no answer choices for it, but there are 3 correct answers. So I'm gonna explain it. Here's the question. In Soul Calibur 2, back in the day, there was a console-specific guest fighter for each console: GameCube, PlayStation, and Xbox. For each one that you can give me, you get 2 points.
Oh,
So that you can get a total of up
I
to
know
6
this
points.
one.
I know this one. I think
Steve
I
Harvey.
Gosh dang it, Jillian.
All right.
Should I go first? Can I go first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
How
sure.
about- How about you go?
I think it's Yoda, Link, and Darth Vader. Those are my guesses.
All right, Michael, what are your guesses?
I don't know anything. I'm just going to copy what Tommy said.
Yoda, Link, and Darth Vader.
Yeah. I don't know nothing. I've never played a Soul Calibur game.
All right.
Take a guess.
Do you have any guesses?
That's what I said.
Just the same thing?
Yeah.
That's not fair.
All right. Well, you were all partially correct. Link was the guest fighter exclusive to the GameCube. But the character exclusive to Xbox was Spawn, as in Todd McFarlane's Spawn from the movie. And for the PS... Spawn?
Spawn.
Spawn.
He's
never
like
seen it either.
got a big cape. He's a real edgy boy. He has like white things around his eyes. He's very angsty.
I'm just
He's
thinking
late
fish
night.
eggs, man.
I never heard of that one.
Spawn?
Yeah, I
Okay,
never
well,
heard that.
He's a real edgy... I think he has like...
Deadpool.
So his eyes kind of look like that, but they're white. I think he has like chains or something.
Venom.
And for the PS2, the guest character was Hayashi from Tekken. But Yoda, I do believe, was a guest character in Soul Calibur 3.
Okay, I was gonna say I know Yoda was a character and that he was the most unfair because his hitbox was
'Cause he was
so
tiny, so you
It
can't
was in
hit him.
Soul Calibur 4.
4. Well,
Get
then
it
why
wrong,
did you say something?
Judge.
Why did you say it for
Wow.
Because I just learned it from Ashley, so thank you.
2? Oh,
We have
yeah.
fact checkers here.
That's important. I didn't know we had fact checkers. I could use that in my daily life. All right, so the final
You have
score.
Google. every day.
That's true, but it's too hard. All right, so the final score. Tommy, you have 3 points. Michael, you have 4 points.
Yeah.
Jillian, you have 3 points.
This is so
All
unfair.
right, so Michael is the new trivia champion.
Woohoo!
Tommy has lost
Yeah.
his reign. He's the loser now.
Fuck you, Tommy.
Fuck you, Tommy.
The worst. It's okay, you'll get him next time.
Yeah, right.
I believe in you, champ.
I hope so. So far, I've only been on podcasts with you, so there's a good chance we're gonna end up on another one.
That's
of trivia.
probably true. We already have a segment planned to do together. So
Oh, that is
actually,
true.
2 segments
Yeah,
planned to do
we do.
together.
Every time we say we haven't played a game, we're like, we're gonna do that together.
That's what we
Alright.
always do. And 2 years later, you're
None
about
of
to
them.
graduate and you're like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
Oh, that's right. You are about to graduate.
in like May.
Wow.
That's so scary. I just met all of y'all, and I've grown weirdly attached to some of y'all.
I relate to this heavily. Day one, and I'm like, this is who I pick on.
Literally, day one, you did just like start shitting on me.
I find out who I like. You kind of like,
Yeah,
I don't know, you can.
you literally looked at me. I saw the look of recognition where you recognized me from the training, and you were like, "Sup, loser."
Wow.
Yeah, because I remembered you. I was like, I can be comfortable with this bitch. My brain's like, it's okay.
No, it's like cool, someone to be comfortable with, but at the same time, wow. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Well, that was it for me.
All right.
Okay.
Tommy, you got some. You showed us a picture of a cat earlier, and I want to know
Okay,
what this cat
I
was
do.
about.
I didn't show Jillian about it. So I do have something to talk about, something weird that just happened to me over the weekend, not related to video games in any way, shape, or
I
form.
don't care at all.
That's fine. Yeah.
Sweet. So it involves this cat, and I will insert it into the video feed at this point. So this cat is adorable. His name is Wink, and he's called that because occasionally he'll just like kind of like wink at you, like side eye every now and then.
Oh.
Yeah.
They all
What
do
a
that.
little fucker. He's a great cat, but he's like he can throw sass at
He
you.
looks like a little, he got like a little beard thing.
Yeah, he's an old cat. He's like 15.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow, that's really
That's
old.
awesome.
Yeah, he still acts like he's like what 3, but it's
My
pretty
cat's
impressive.
8, and like,
Congratulations,
he
Wink.
suddenly decided he's a kitten. Like when he was a kitten, he didn't like to play with toys or anything like that. But now, like,
He's going through a midlife crisis.
he's lit. Like, see, like, Yeah.
We're looking at pictures of Jillian's cat for anyone who can't.
His name's
see.
Octavius, and he's famous.
That's famous. Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's gonna be in my emote. Do you want to see what my emotes are gonna look like?
Sure.
Or my
Yeah.
badges?
I feel
Or-
like I need to insert more stuff into the video now.
Yeah,
It's more
it's
work for
okay.
you, Tommy. Let's go.
These are gonna be my
Ooh, nice.
sub
Oh, wow.
badges. My ghost.
Oh.
Where you wing.
Ah.
Yay.
That's
cool.
always a fun one.
You know, I'm starting to think I might not have to ask you for them.
Oh,
I might as
heck.
well just throw up random pictures of cats.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
No, except for my cat.
And then
like,
Steve
that
Harvey.
one.
But yeah.
That one, it has to be my cat.
All right, fair enough.
It's easy to find pictures of him. That's all my Twitter is.
No, but so the story was I was talking to my parents over the weekend because like parents' weekend for UT is coming up, and I was like, they
Oh,
were
that's
like,
shit. Is
Yeah.
that?
That's
yeah,
this
it's
weekend.
this weekend. Nice.
Peter,
No.
can you hear me? It's Sunday after tomorrow.
Yep. Saturday.
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I think it starts Friday actually.
Yeah, but my parents signed up to do stuff
Yeah, mine did Saturday.
on Saturday,
Mhm.
so you'll be there too.
Hmm. Yep.
You're gonna be my mom.
Sure. You want to meet my parents?
What's
Yeah.
going on for parents? I have no idea.
They have a bunch of like random activities. Like it starts off like at the college, and then like it spreads out. So it's like here, take a duck tour, and I was like,
Watch The Incredibles.
I did the duck tour when I
I've
was in
already
like
seen
fourth
it,
grade.
so I was like,
Yeah, me
dang
too.
it. But no,
Wait,
what,
wait,
You
what did
ever
you say
done the
about The
duck tour?
Incredibles?
I've already seen The Incredibles.
Oh, I
2.
thought you said you hadn't seen The Incredibles.
No, I have.
I was
It's
like,
a
what's
great
wrong
movie.
with you?
You could watch a movie again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could, but like my parents already like picked what they wanted to do, so I had no say. And there's like this mystery dinner party, which apparently I looked at the
It's
ticket.
like a murder mystery. Ticket?
Yeah, and I
That's
looked
alright.
up.
Cool.
That sounds cool.
It sounds
wish I was there
interesting,
for
and I
that.
looked up for what it was, and I'm like, do I have to wear a costume or something? And they're like, this is the highest rated like murder mystery party in like all of Texas or
That's
something
cool.
like
I
that.
wanna do that.
And
Dang
then,
it.
like
That's
no
nice.
costumes, no nothing. You don't even know who the actors are. People are just gonna start dying. and I'm
That's
like,
cool. I like that.
That's cool, but also like. I'm very empathetic, so if I see someone dying, I'm gonna start freaking out a little bit.
I like that. That's cool.
What does this have to do with the cat?
Anyway, back
Yeah,
to the
the
cat. I was
cat.
talking to my parents because
It's all
it was
about cat.
Parents' Day weekend, and they were like, "You want us to bring anything?" I was like, "I really miss my cat. You could bring him." So, and this was like a week ago or something. And so my mom found out that there's this company in China that'll custom make pillows, as in you can choose the shape of a pillow and put a picture on it, and they'll print it. So my mom sent in a picture of my cat, and this is what came out. This cat.
Oh my
That's
god.
terrifying.
It's this warped, ugly, distorted photo of my cat. And you know what's even worse about it?
It's amazing.
It's so
Horrifying.
great. It's so realistic too, because I just tossed out my bed, and my bed is like one of those things you can raise and put a desk under. So I hopped up on my bed, I looked down, and I immediately almost like screamed because I thought I'd killed my cat. I was freaking out, and like this is me and the cat. It was such
Wonderful.
like. I opened it and I was like, it's a pillow because it just said that. I opened it and it slowly unfurled itself into my cat, and I was like, oh my god.
That's horrifying.
And my
That's
roommate just saw
terrible.
me like grabbing this cat by like the neck and stuff, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "No, it's a fake cat." And he goes, "Oh my god, it's terrifying." What's even scarier is that the back side isn't the back of the cat; both sides are the front.
That's all.
So it's like this jaundiced
That-
cat.
that's
that,
That's
that
weird.
wrong.
I don't like that.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah,
It's always watching.
Sometimes my roommate, like, I'll just find it like propped up on the wall, and I don't know if it's my roommate messing with me or if I'm really just stupid and just leave it there. But the cat's just staring me down,
probably
and
your
I'll freak
roommate
out. I'm like,
messing
"What are
with
you
you.
doing here?"
It's Wink, right?
Yeah, it's 100% Wink, and it looks a lot like him from certain angles. So I'm like,
Yeah, that's like the distortion is almost like worse because it like
yeah,
it
it's,
could look like something at
Yeah,
out of
depending on where you're looking
yeah.
at from.
The photo is like it warped to such a specific angle that like if I'm looking at him from like
Yeah.
the right, it looks like my cat's just looking back at me, and I'm like, "What are you doing here, fucker?" And I'm like, "Oh no, you're not real."
He's coming to haunt you.
Dude, don't say that, because that means that
Whoa.
cat's dead, and I would
Whoa.
be so upset if you just killed my cat.
Maybe he's
right now.
both.
No,
Maybe
we're
he's
not
like
doing
a
that.
Danny
No.
Phantom cat. He can do both.
It's his spirit. He's sending it over.
Sending you some vibes to get
Once
through the
again?
stress.
This implies that the cat is dead.
Oh, my
No,
mom
no,
always,
it
my,
doesn't
my
have
mom
to be
always says
dead.
like, "Oh, I'll be there in spirit." Like,
Yeah.
you never heard that before?
Oh no, nobody's ever said that to me. They're like,
I feel like I've
"Cool,
heard that
good
a
luck."
lot.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard it a lot, but I was like, no one's ever said that to me. Like, I'll be there in spirit. And like, they're like, nah, good luck.
You never
See ya.
like did something. Oh, I see. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, this got sad. I also have low self-esteem. It's okay.
Wow.
No, yeah, I think that was one of the funniest things that I think got Chase to like me a little bit, which I was actually kind of happy about. We were setting up and we just put out the couch and I just laid down on it and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, dying on the inside. And he's like, "Cool." And that's it. I was like, "Thanks, man."
I remember when you did that.
Yeah.
Because you were
Yeah.
dying for like 3 weeks straight.
Dude, I was sick. I had like terrible migraines, and then I just like I felt like everyone hated me, so that was great.
No one hated you.
I know, but that's just something that
We
comes
all
with
secretly hate
I have that a lot.
that
A lot. With friends I've known for years.
I
and
know,
I'm
right? No, like
Yeah.
I also FaceTime like my best friend from back home, and she's going through some like really hard times, and it like unintentionally she just gets like super frustrated and angry because of it. So she started yelling at me, and I started to feel like it was all my fault, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
wait, no, and we both had to like backtrack for a second. Wait, no, we need to calm down and get back. And I was like, dude, like it's so weird how like I so quickly turn around from like I'm a terrible person to like
I'm breaking down, and suddenly it's like, who's that? Who?
no.
Who am I?
My roommate thinks I'm so weird because like just to like I have a specific playlist I found recently that is so good, and
What is
I think it's on Spotify if you just look up the most
called?
beautiful songs in the world, and like it's all.
I already
it's,
don't like
Yeah,
that.
I was like, what is this? And I listened to it, and it's just like all these like melodramatic songs that are kind of like folk music that I kind of listen to, and so what I do is I'll just like.
Like, what artist? Can you name any?
No, I literally found this.
Is all
the
this
other day.
instrumental music?
Yeah,
All Neutral Milk Hotel.
I haven't heard Neutral Milk Hotel in a really long time.
Why?
I don't even
Huh?
know.
I
what
don't
you're
know
what that
talking
is.
about. I
They
don't
were just-
know
It
idea
doesn't
what
sound
that
like
is.
words.
If you look up there's a bunch of YA novels. And this is the type of person I am because I read a lot of them.
There's a lot
But-
of what novels?
Young adult novels, YA,
Oh, why did you say that?
because I read a lot of them. But they're also like Neutral Milk Hotel is like if you want angsty teen and there's an angsty teen, chances are in that book they're listening to Neutral Milk Hotel. Like they will specifically like outline the paragraph
They
too.
do that, and they're like, or Morrissey, and it's like, I
Yeah.
bet you never.
Yeah, it's and they're like. Here's the angstiest music we could find, and they're teenagers, so it makes sense. And I was like,
That's why you
No.
just don't
Teenagers are
anything.
angsty.
That's why This Is Strange makes me want to die, like, or Life Is Strange.
Life is
Yeah.
strange.
I just like makes me scream. And all it is like they Googled things that I like, and they're like, we're gonna make this character say that.
I hate it when
They say
angsty
hella
teen-
all the time.
Hella.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Same
No.
with Riverdale. It's actually really strange. They're like something Truman Capote, and I'm like, you know that no one watching this has read a Truman Capote book, right? Like
In
you
Cold
know
Blood.
that. It just sounds like a buzzword. Like
In Cold Blood.
yeah.
I read that book and I was like, huh, cool. I'm glad I locked my doors anyway. And that book was also so biased. None of y'all have read it, so it doesn't matter.
Nope, I have no idea what
Yeah,
you're
no,
talking
No, it's
me
a
and
book
Nick
about-
are here
Never
just
even
like,
watched
nope,
Riverdale.
let's just.
Yeah, no, no.
I've
In
heard
Cold
of
Blood-
Riverdale. I don't know what
In Cold Blood
it's
just
about.
about like a murder that really happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
But it's also
But it's like fiction.
yeah, it's
based.
fictional and it's also super biased because like Truman Capote was obviously in love with one of the murderers, and like he literally writes about like when it gets to like specific parts about that murder, he's like the beautiful way he looked in the light, and I was like, wow, okay, nice like subtle like context right there, but
I mean, opinions exist.
I mean they do, but at the
It's
same
a
time,
book.
yeah.
It's not like
That's a hell of an
he
opinion,
didn't
though.
make a document. He's not writing a newspaper article. It's a novel. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's okay. Not everything has to be, you know, reality.
Unbiased.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the world that's unbiased.
That's
So
true.
Yeah, I
that,
know.
complaining about that is just like the dumbest thing.
All right. So video
Yeah.
games.
I'm sorry. Anything
Yeah.
you watch or read, it's like,
No, I understand that. It's just at the same time like, wow, there's a lot about like the way he looks in sunlight and what this dude looks like shirtless. So like, okay, I'm just gonna put that aside.
video games are also biased.
Yeah.
A lot.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I feel like
Sure.
everyone's biased towards liking Red Dead Redemption without playing it, and I'm like, please, just wait, please.
I've never played Red Dead Redemption.
The second one's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like,
I'm down.
You
on
mentioned-
that.
Already sold.
I downloaded it a couple days
Yeah,
ago.
I
already
did,
pre-ordered it.
same.
I'm gonna play it. I don't know if I like it yet.
I know, I didn't say that.
I
but
mean,
it's like,
yeah.
Like a bunch of reviews are coming out today, and it's getting like a bunch of like 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
9
it's
out of
getting
10
all sorts of
reviews.
nines.
I feel like that
nines and
happens
So-
every time a game comes out. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
And then we always play it, and we're like, oh.
Disappointment.
I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, I know what you're talking
But
about.
I like Rockstar, and Red Dead
Yeah.
1 was a really good game.
I'm sure
I've
it'd be
never
fun.
played a Rockstar game before.
Any Rockstar game.
Any
really.
Rockstar game. I
That's
played maybe
surprising.
10 minutes of GTA 5.
Wow.
That's
alright.
it.
Never even played that.
Did you like it?
That was a long time ago. I don't really remember.
I'm sure there's some like B-list Rockstar game I've played, like that people
They
don't
have
really.
doubt
not that
it.
many games.
They
Well, they
don't.
had a
They
table
don't.
tennis game.
Yeah, or I mean, like
That's-
lately they have not been making games.
Yeah.
I don't know.
They haven't come out with the games since GTA 5.
Yeah, and the thing is that they've
Yeah,
just been
they-
working on GTA Online.
Yeah,
They just-
haven't
that
they
makes
just
them
been like
so
released
much
the-
money on that,
the Gay
yeah.
Tony expansion and stuff like that not too long ago?
That
And so-
was
The Valley
Pretty
Tony
long
was a
ago.
long time ago.
Yeah,
See,
that was GTA
time
4.
Yeah.
is an illusion. So
That was a really long time
That was a
ago.
different game.
Yeah.
no, they released an expansion for GTA 5, like an extra like thing you can do, and it has Gay Tony back in it.
Oh, wow.
But it's not like the Ballad of Gay Tony.
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
the
The
Ballad
Ballad
of
of Gay Tony is like its own thing, but they brought him back for this like nightclub DLC you can get for GTA 5.
Okay.
So I'm not completely wrong this time. Fuck all of you.
We're
It's
getting,
called
told.
Nightlife, according to our
That's
fact
called
checker.
life, yeah.
Either way, they're banking on GTA 5 Online and not actually making games lately. So
Then Red
Yeah,
Dead
how it
Online's
goes.
gonna
Yeah,
come
Red Dead
later, you
Online,
know?
yeah.
the,
I think that's coming in like a month or so.
cycle continues.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it for them, like, they're making so much money off of these things, like, and they just keep putting out, they keep making more money. Like, why would you try and focus away from it when you have a gold mine right there that people
I
just
don't know,
keep
man.
on buying?
Integrity exists.
Well, there is that. I don't
They're
know.
working on games. They're just taking
They
their
are working
time.
on games. Yeah. They're probably maybe working on GTA 6.
I don't think
Probably-
they've even
maybe
started on
somewhere.
GTA 6.
I was
Not even
talking about
somewhere.
this with someone not too long ago. Like, we're kind of at the point where you just need to release like one game, and it'll carry
Maybe
it for
Battle
such.
Royale,
Games
it's
as
fun.
a service.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it like at this point, like one game can carry you if you add an online aspect to it for a pretty decent amount of time, and then like just add to that, and it
Just make a bunch of money selling cosmetics.
seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, GTA 6
Isn't
I
that
don't
all-
think is going to come out for at least 5 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that all GTA?
When did
is at this
GTA
point?
5 get released? How long has that been out?
2013, I believe.
God, so it's
I
been around
was
for like
definitely in
5
high
years.
school, and
Yeah,
like-
it was
same.
5 years ago that GTA 5 released.
And every time I
kidding me?
remember,
And I think it's
I'm
going to be
like,
another
oh.
5 years till GTA 6 comes out.
Yeah.
There's not that much DLC. I mean, there is a lot,
'Cause
but
they
there's
don't
not that
really-
much
There's
like
It's not like
Rockstar
Rockstar
DLC,
released.
releases.
online,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because they focused on all.
Because it was that I just said. There was one. I think it's like run and gun runners or something like that. I've been watching a lot of
I
achievement.
thought that
hunting
was
videos, so that's just how I know
a
this.
GTA Online.
Yeah, it
add-on.
is. It is, and then it turns into just DLC afterwards. Like you start off having to do online parts of the quest, and then the rest you can do in private servers. Like it's just
Okay,
you and
that's
your friends.
strange.
Yeah, that's how I think a lot of their side quest works. It starts online, which is terrible, because like I think in that one, the gun runners, they released the orbital strike. Which
Oh,
you can
God.
just call down. Yeah,
Nice.
Like it costs
seems
a lot
excessive.
of like, yeah, it costs a lot of in-game money, but it'll just annihilate anyone. So if you're trying to complete this mission, and it's like not even the actual mission, it's like the setup. It's literally called the setup of you trying to get everything ready so you can like leave the online part and just do the mission. Like every now and then you'll be like driving the car, you're almost at the base, orbital strike, you have to restart, you're doing it again, orbital strike, you're going back, and it's just this terrible, terrible process.
God.
And it's especially terrible with like content creators who like, because their name is obviously like displayed and stuff. So you have to also pay for like a ghost mode for you and your entire party, so you can just
So no one
not
targets
be
you?
seen.
Yeah.
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 And then if they find you, people will hunt you down. Like it's.
Right.
I've been like so many of the setups for like Achievement Hunter and stuff, and other people who I've been watching do this. It's just like, oh, wow, dead. All right, 5 minutes, they're almost there. Dead. All right. Okay, this person's hunting them down. All right. It's a sad, sad cycle of events that happen over and over again.
All right.
Maybe they should play another game.
Seriously.
Ooh.
Like a lot.
All right. All right.
So many games.
Yeah.
I want to play all of them. I can't, because money and
You
time.
want to play
Not
all
money
of
is the
them?
main
I
thing.
don't want to.
Every single game
There's
that's
some
out there.
bad
There's
games.
some
Oh, yeah.
crap
Bad
games.
You want to
Okay.
play Bugsy 3D?
I want to play it just for the experience.
But is
wanna
that
play
even a
just for
game?
experience.
What is that?
I want to play
Is it
Cool
like a
Spot.
cat?
That's what I want to play.
Funny, haha, and the world is just broken.
I want to play Cool Spot. That's what I want to play.
Pepsi Man?
Actually, Cool Spot is
That's
the
a
7
great
Up
game. How
dot.
dare you? Pepsi Man.
Cool Spot is just the 7 Up dot that goes on adventures.
No, I remember. It's like isn't it like the spot itself?
No, it's literally
Yeah.
the spot. It's the red 7-Up spot, and he has arms and legs, and he runs around, and it's like a platformer or whatever. It's not
M&M
good.
Beach Party. That's a game we can do if you want to play all the games.
Okay, I don't want to play all the games. I
Honey
want to
Pop.
play a lot of games.
Ooh, there's a game we should
Ooh.
play.
Remember when I showed Peter my Honey Pop like
I wasn't there for that.
game? I'm just saying I remember. When
Oh, okay.
and
I
he
thought you
was
said
like,
you remember when. I was like, no.
Wow, try to listen. I doesn't sound like you.
Wow.
I remember. I showed it to him and he was horrified like how much content I had acquired, like all the pictures, all the girlfriends, and I was like,
This is my life.
this is what I've done with my valuable short life.
All right. So the topic that I kind of want to tell you, we actually have topics on the show. I kind of want to talk about co-op experiences because I was playing a lot of Destiny 2 recently, and I just beat the raid, and that is an amazing co-op experience. Like play with friends and play with like clanmates and stuff. And I'm just playing with friends a lot recently. So do you guys have any like co-op experiences with friends that you can remember?
I play Destiny 2 with
Destiny 2.
friends. It's the game we play just to have a game on. We don't care at all what's happening because all you have to go do is boop, 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 boop. And that's it. That's all I have to do. I just have to shoot and sometimes revive my friends. And then I can be like, I can make fun of them and just say, I'm 41 years old and they'll laugh really hard. That's all I have to do.
Don't hate me, but over the summer and at the end of like my last high school semester, me and my friends did that with Fortnite. We played Fortnite together every night.
I played that same friend I played Fortnite with, but just the regular.
It was just because there was something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
exactly.
Yeah.
The regular game is actually like not bad.
Yeah.
It's
Like
just,
not the battle royale. Or
yeah, the
I've
actual
never
game.
actually.
Oh no,
yeah.
we played the battle royale.
Oh, the actual game.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as.
There's just so much to the actual game. Like when you start out, it's just so intimidating. Like
That's
all
why
the
it's like
paths.
after a while, it's just like now that we've been playing it a lot. It's just like, oh yeah, remember put the walls up. Yep.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never actually
Shoot now.
yeah, the real game.
So it's like, once you learn the mechanics, which takes like, it took me like a couple hours. I was so fucking pissed. There's like 30 different things on the screen.
Yeah.
It's all right.
you know,
How's the online or the battle royale? Because I've never
Battle royale?
actually played that
it's
I think it's good. A lot of people really hate it. I understand why, because it's like you get 12-year-olds or whatever. But
Can't
if
you just mute them?
you can.
You can, and like it's the thing. People always complain about like there being a bunch of 12-year-olds, but like I always just play with my friends. I never just like hooked up with random people to play with. So it was just me and my friends doing it. We had a lot of fun.
See, I played it for like maybe 4 games, and I was like, this isn't satisfactory. Because like the whole thing is like,
I've never won a singles game.
yeah, no, like the
I haven't
thing
played
is,
in a long time.
for
I've gotten
me,
carried.
I
into
never
a
won a
victory.
single game. I won some squad games with my friends, but I never won singles.
like so many people say like when you die, it just makes you want to get first even more, and when you finally get there, it makes it more rewarding. But it's like so many times, like me not knowing what I'm doing, and that's like the 4 times I've played the like battle royale stuff. I'm walking, I find a gun, I get shot in the back of the head, I'm dead, and I don't know what happened. And I was like, okay, so I do it again. Basically, the same thing happens over and over again. And
Yeah.
it's just like this isn't fun.
No, yeah,
like
I
I
actually-
can't
Yeah.
figure out what I'm doing and don't have enough time to actually know what does what.
Yeah, I didn't even like playing solos in Fortnite until I finally I got the battle pass or whatever for the season. It was like $15 because I was playing it with my friends. I'm like, all right, I'll get this. And then it gives you like weekly challenges to do, and so then I could play a game, and the goal always wasn't just to win. It was like, oh well,
Yeah.
if I can just go and do this other side thing, then even if I don't win, I still accomplish something within that game,
Yeah.
and that made me enjoy it a lot more than just trying to win every time because I wasn't good enough at it, and so it was discouraging to just. I had one object and I never completed.
Yeah,
so then
I
when
think
I had
that's-
other
that's a
things
really
to do,
good-
it
sorry.
helped out a lot.
Yeah. I started to interrupt it. Yeah, I think that's a really good thing to add because it's like, if all it is winning,
Yeah.
Then what's the point?
Yeah.
then who cares? Like,
Because out of 100 people, only one of them is going to win, or 4 of them if you're playing a squad. But
Yeah, I've always been more a fan of like PUBG and now Blackout with Black Ops 4 because whenever I would try and play the Fortnite Battle Royale, I'll like start to get into a gunfight and then instantly they would just like start building a massive like tower and it's
Yeah.
like, well, I suck with building. I always have to like take my time to make sure I'm putting exactly what I can. Meanwhile, they can just like whip the camera around and have like 4 walls around them, start building up, and it's like, well, what can I do here now? Like there's
Skill.
yeah, get skill apparently.
Get good,
Versus like playing just like PUBG or like Blackout, you can just like dive in, get some guns, and
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah, just shoot them.
you barely have to struggle to aim. You just point the cursor and like, doot, doot.
Well, I play on,
really
play on
don't like-
Xbox, so it's
Oh,
just
there-
super
then
entertaining.
never mind.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played some PUBG on Xbox.
Yeah.
That is difficult.
bit. I was very
That's where
excited for
it.
aiming becomes like a difficult process.
No, like switching from like playing on Xbox to like console is so hard. Or
Xbox to
Xbox
console.
to console, yeah. No, Xbox to PC is so hard, but once you get used to it, it's like, okay, cool, I can do this, and it's like you have confidence in your stuff. Like
You just
my
go boop boop
sort
to
of.
the
yeah.
mouse, and there it is. It's
Yeah.
on their head.
I will say I do cheat a little bit. So like
We mean cheat.
speaking of my co-op experience, my most recent one, to give you a little background, my roommate hates Overwatch, but all of his friends play it, and he hates it so much he like refuses to play it. So what he'll do is that he'll open like a Discord chat and make me play Overwatch for him. So I've been training myself at the PC stuff, and I've gotten really good. Like I've averaged like 37 kills a game with Moira and stuff, and I was like,
But do you go after the objective?
huh? Oh yeah, of course. But like,
Sure.
37
well, that's
kills.
like my job. Like what I do as Moira is because like she's healer and damage, so it's like if I need a healer, they need a healer, I'll just stick behind and heal people, and if not, then I'll go and do my own thing and sneak behind people and murderize them. But no, yeah, it's interesting because like I'm sort of having fun with his friends while he's just talking to them. He's like literally just laying down on his bed with the laptop right there, so he can just shout at them and they'll shout back. I'm like, cool, this is great. Objective. This is
I liked Overwatch. I never really had anybody to play with, but I liked Overwatch because I felt like even though I wasn't actually talking to anybody on the team, I felt like I could actually contribute to like
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing well. Even though I wasn't talking to anybody, I'm like, oh, I actually contributed to this
I
game.
just like
That's cool.
it's interesting like how the maps and stuff like once they're out and they're small enough you can actually memorize the maps and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Like I've just to get him loot boxes because that's also something he wants. It's just he just wants the ability to open the loot boxes and I can just choose whatever skins.
Doesn't actually play the game, but
No,
wants
he's
to
just
loot
like,
from
This
it.
is
like-
gambling.
I get Pokemon cards a lot and he's like, I don't want your cards, but can I open the pack? Like he's that type of person. He just wants the satisfaction
wants
of
to hear
opening
the
it.
All right.
Yeah. So there's like a 8-player battle royale like deathmatch in a really small map, and so like I memorize that, so I don't even need to know where I'm going. I just like instinctively autopilot in
Nice.
a certain direction, yeah, and just loop around because no one's gonna like follow you. That's really it.
That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, I remember I played over the summer. It was actually like last semester. I started playing A Way Out with
Oh, yeah.
one of my friends. That was
cool.
a great game that like I think flew under the radar for a lot of people because it requires you to play it co-op with someone. But one really cool thing about the game is if you buy it, it costs like $30. You can give someone else can just download a free version of it and they can still play it with you without having to actually
That's
buy the
really
game.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and my friend, we just played through the entire thing over the course of a couple hours, and it was a blast to just like go through the entire
That's
story
awesome.
with it.
I wanted to get that.
Yeah, it was
Cool.
it was a really fun
I actually
game.
remember like when people were hyping it at like E3 a while ago. There was like super big hype.
Yeah, it
and
was
then
a while
just
ago
kind
they
of
got
like,
hype.
disappeared, and I was like, oh well.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, once it released, it fizzled a little bit.
Yeah.
I do remember the guy in the game at the Game Awards last year. How he was
got,
like
shit faced drunk. And
yeah,
just,
he's like
started-
super drunk and was like, the Oscars are the worst, gaming is where it's at. It was
Yeah.
really funny. Jeff Keighley was trying to like calm him down, but he just kept talking and rambling about
think
like,
he-
how movies suck and video games are better.
I think he kept shouting like
Hate
"fuck
both.
the Oscars."
He
at one
did. It
point.
was great.
I hate both of them.
Yeah, it was
funny.
because when they knew that everyone would be looking at the same screen, like you and your friends, they did like really cool shit with like the differing angles, combining the screens at certain key points. Yeah, it was
Cinematic.
Yeah, it was like a very cinematic game. There was one scene where you're like running through a hospital, and it changes from just like one person playing and they have the whole screen,
Yeah.
and then without cutting, it'll like go through a vent, and now it's the other person's turn. Now they have to run through a section. And
I
there
feel
was-
like a lot of sorry.
Yeah.
A lot of like 2-player games aren't like that,
Yeah.
and like, but we need more like that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because other games aren't required to be 2-player as well. It's because this one is required to be 2-player and it's required to be split screen. They know they're going to be looking at the exact same things, so they can start doing shit like that.
What really appeals to me about that game, and it's like literally probably the only thing I know about that game, is that there's really dumb like mini games that you can do together.
There are
so
mini
like
games.
there's, if I remember right, there's like one point that I've seen where like you like rob these people, you break into their house, you tie them up and lock them in a closet, and if you go around the house,
You
there's
can
a
play
piano
instruments, yeah.
and there's a guitar. So one person can play on the piano, and it's like immediately like sort of like it's like the notes going sideways and stuff, so you just have to press like the right keys at the right time or the right commands. And then if the other person picks up the guitar and y'all do it in unison, then it does like a unison like Guitar Hero style stuff. And if you do it like right, you'll play like a full song and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think there's also like Connect 4. Like
Yeah, you can
there's-
play Connect 4. There's a mini game where it's just see how long you can balance on a wheelchair.
yeah,
just, like,
where it's
leaning
just like
back.
you're trying to wheelie the longest.
Yeah. I remember, I think from my favorite scene of that was you could choose at the end to like skydive into one of the final locations. And the person that I was playing as was like deathly afraid of heights, didn't want to do it, but he agreed to do it, jumped out, and like when he went to pull the parachute, his entire parachute just came off. So then I'm just like falling through the air, just like can't do anything, and then my friend just has to like come and like save me. But when it happened, I was like, oh shit, oh come help me please, I'm just gonna die. Oh, that was such a cool game.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Jillian, do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No,
No?
I didn't come with a topic.
Come on.
They told me to
Sorry.
talk about my Twitch chat, which can be a hellscape sometimes.
Didn't you have like
All chats can.
you had like a story about like someone that wanted to talk about politics or something?
Yeah. That happens a lot. Anytime I do, well, before it was IRL, right? Anytime you do IRL or just chatting,
Yeah, it's not gonna
you get
be-
some strange
yeah.
folks, right? It's expected. But I'm just studying Japanese, and this guy like wants to debate with me because he, for some reason, they called me a weeb. He's like, "What's a weeb?" And we're like, "Oh, somebody wants to be Japanese." But, you know, we're just using it sarcastically. I guess he doesn't know what that word meant because he's like debating with me whether or not I deserve to be Japanese. I'm like, what are you talking
You have
about?
not earned the right to be Japanese.
And for some reason, that turned into like, who did you vote for in the election?
Wow.
And I'm like, holy shit. I don't understand. I just like, I think there's these people who go out and they're like, I just want to talk about this with anybody. And I'm like,
so
why?
strange.
It's
Like,
so weird.
I genuinely don't understand. Like, there's some weird people in Twitch chats, and
Yeah.
I want to know like the logic. I cannot understand like what goes on in their head.
It's the internet, man. People don't have
Yeah.
to know who
I
you
want to know
are.
what that guy went to do after he left your Twitch chat. Like, did
Probably-
he go somewhere else
Probably
and
went
try
to
to
a
debate
different
someone?
Twitch chat.
Probably exactly that.
He's probably just scrolling through the IRL streams and just like choosing random people and like choosing ones that don't have a lot of viewers or something.
Yeah,
and
it's
maybe
just
not.
weird because I'm like, what do you get out of that experience?
Yeah.
Yeah. How, some sort of like
understand.
self-pride and like, oh, I'm better than them. I know more
Ha, I
things than
bested them in a debate.
And I'm like, all I did was say like, nah, dude. And he's like, you don't want to talk to me about
I've
this?
won.
You know, the fame, the glory, the riches.
Yeah.
From winning an internet comment battle.
The one
feel
I
like
didn't really respond to.
winning in quotes.
I feel like it's more of like losing in life if you win an internet comment,
It is.
comment battle.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, I don't know, like how Twitch has kind of changed and like how communities work. Like, cause sometimes like a community will start and it's like on its own and it's happening.
Yeah.
But then when like a new person comes in, like in that case, who doesn't know anyone and just starts talking, it can like really change.
Throw off
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah, everyone, and like nobody wants to talk anymore because like this strange person is
This
it's
one
kind of
weird
like
dude.
real life almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
no,
Yeah,
like,
if a
you have
stranger just
4
came
people-
up and started chatting at you about politics, everyone would probably just be quiet and like not look at him.
yeah, because no
Just
one minds when
going
someone
on
comes in and is
from-
like, hey, how's it going? And, like, and
Huh.
everyone's like, they will respond and like I'll respond, but then like suddenly they'll feel comfortable and it devolves.
No, yeah.
They're like, oh, I've been
that-
accepted here. Let's show them what I really am.
That's what I was so scared of when we first started doing this. It was all of y'all like setting stuff up for like day one, and a bunch of new people. And then I was like, oh no, what if I like never end up talking to anyone and nobody knows my name? And then Jillian looks over, hey loser, and that's it. I was like, cool, I'm in now, I guess.
That's how it starts. You got to get one person. I don't even remember saying that.
You
I don't
say
even
it to
know if you
everyone
said that.
so
You said
often
something
that
mean.
it's
I just
just-
remember it was like mean, and I was like, oh, hey Jill.
I definitely didn't say loser because I'm like, that doesn't sound like me. Like, it's probably goober or something and you're remembering it.
I think you
wrong.
did call me. You called me a.
A goofy goober.
Just a regular goober.
Just a regular goober, not a goofy goober.
What?
He doesn't
I don't get
deserve to be a goofy goober.
You can go to Weenie Hut Jr.
What?
Ooh.
I don't even know what that is. I've never
Have you
seen
not-
SpongeBob. I've never actually watched an episode.
Never seen
Never?
any SpongeBob.
What is?
Ever.
What was your childhood like?
Not
Do you have
What was
weird
it?
Christian parents or something?
No, my parents.
I have Christian
thought
parents.
it
So I
was-
watch a lot of
Weird
SpongeBob.
Christian
No,
parents. Is
my
different.
parents
That is,
like,
that is a difference.
my parents aren't like really Christian at all. They would just watch SpongeBob a little bit and they're like, this is stupid. It's kind of numbing my brain and that it gets like a little grotesque sometimes in the animation. I looked at it and I was like, you're right. And I watched other
SpongeBob
stuff.
was so
that was it.
good.
It was so
the
much
first,
fun.
They
especially
said
the,
that it was
the first.
grotesque, and
Yo,
you were
the first
5 years
seasons.
old, and you said you're right.
Yeah, well, some like I looked at it, I was like, yeah,
agree
it
with
is
you, Mother,
gross.
about
Like
the
some,
grotesqueness.
Yeah,
there's
because
a
they'll just do
specific-
like random, they'll like do photorealistic, almost
Yeah.
like single shots or something really gross.
Just like one
sometimes
frame.
it's just like an eyeball bulging out of someone's
Yeah.
skull, and I'm like, that's gross. I don't like this.
It depends.
And it was like it
That's
makes me
like
feel
rare in
super
the show.
uncomfortable.
Doesn't
Yeah,
happen a lot.
I feel like they did it more in later seasons.
Yeah.
They
If
do.
my mom said
some
anything to
cuts.
me, like I'd be like, okay.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna keep watching this.
The first few seasons of SpongeBob are
Then
so
again,
good.
my-
You should watch them.
Yeah, my parents hate
excellent.
any cartoon that I would watch. Like I'd watch Steven Universe, which is like super wholesome and actually like wonderful animation. I'm getting thumbs up from Ashley. Fact checker over there says it's true. And then like my mom would look at it and goes, "What is this? It's terrible. Turn it off." And I was like, you haven't even looked at it. At
Does
this
she just
point."
not like animation in general or
Pretty
something?
much, I
or-
guess so. At this point, I'm sure she's just like, whatever my children are doing, I know it's not good. And I was like, come on, mom. I'm like,
If they're doing this on their own will, there must be some ulterior motive behind it.
I've never seen Steven Universe.
it's so
I know it's supposed to be
cute
good,
and pretty
yeah,
and
but-
progressive and wholesome.
I don't watch TV with my parents because it's only gonna turn out bad.
See, I don't watch
Most of
TV
the
with my
time.
parents. I just like it's like a really open living room that we had, right? And you just walk in and the TV's like right there in the center, and so like you can't not see it, and my mom can't not make a comment about watching the cartoons. So
Tommy, I've seen you've opened up your Pokemon card booster
I'm sorry,
pack.
I wasn't. I didn't know if I was gonna. I was just like slowly ripping open the pack, and I was like, I can't unrip it. So
Well,
yeah.
we gotta know now what'd you get? We got.
All right, so yeah, I opened another pack of Pokemon cards, guys. It's from the Point Break stuff, but I got a Blitzel, which is a tiny zebra. I got
Nice.
a Staryu.
Ooh.
I got an Esper, which is a cat thing.
A purple teddy bear cat.
It's psychic, that's all I know. I got Ferroseed, which is whatever the hell that is. I got Electabuzz, I know what that is.
I like
Hey,
Electabuzz. He's
I
cool.
got this really shiny Gabite. And I
Ooh,
got a
that's
holographic
cool.
Garchomp, so that works out really well.
That is cool.
And then I got the Puzzle of Time, whatever that is. I got Arcanine and Luxio. Sweet. And of course, the best card, the card with the codes on it. So if
Does
you
anyone
wanna,
use those codes?
I mean, I'm pretty
sure
sure like the
somebody
online trading.
What are
card
the
version.
codes for? Just like
So,
an
like-
online booster pack?
Basically, so it's like the online cards. You can just open this pack. I'm pretty sure, and that's what
Yeah.
it is. And so I have like a bunch of these. I'll never use them. Like if I ever actually want to play the
because
game.
when I collected Pokemon cards back in the day, I always got those, and I'm like, I never used them. I didn't really. I think one time I tried to like create an account and use them, and I was like, I don't get the point of this.
No, yeah, they're like, you know how the instruction cards that come with like the 52 like card decks
Yeah.
and stuff, like here's how to play this game or this game. It's kind of like that card. You see it once and I kind of would just throw it away. And now my roommate's like, no, keep those. And I'm like,
Yeah.
all right.
But Tommy, I need your opinion. Which of these cards is the best in your opinion? I would assume it's one of these
Luxio.
like the Luxio. What is it?
Holographic ones?
I think
No,
the holographic
no, the
one looks cool, so I would assume
Specifically-
shi-
It's that's a that's
shiny
like a dragon
equals
type.
good. That's what
It's
I've
not a
learned.
dragon
Okay,
type, but
so
it's a
every
dragon looking
deck
dude.
comes with a reverse hollow one, which is like this like super shiny one that has the type all over it.
Okay.
And then there's the holographic ones, which are usually like the like evolved version. So like if you bend it, it's shiny, and those are usually the best cards. But I don't care. I just like what my favorite Pokemon are, and it's like this one because Luxury is a really cool Pokemon.
I like Luxray too. I've always liked them.
Arcanine's pretty cool too.
They're both dogs. And
Here,
they're both
I'm
real
just
good dogs.
spreading cards out.
Spreading the
Just
cards around.
Pick one.
Let's see all
Yeah.
I'm
this.
definitely looking at this Arcanine.
I'm gonna read the Puzzle of Time. I don't know what it actually does. All right, you can play 2 Puzzle of Time cards at once. That doesn't make any sense. I don't have any.
We need to
Well,
get
if you
some.
get a second one,
This is
then
like
you can
pro
do that.
strats, you know?
You gotta make the ultimate Pokemon deck. I've never played Pokemon like the card game. Like,
It's
I have.
how many cards can you have in a deck?
60.
60. Okay.
yeah. They sell like pre-made decks and stuff too. Which
Those aren't fun.
yeah, but when you don't
you're
have
learning
enough
it, then
cards,
you're
learning it.
yeah.
You get the deck and they come with a little mat and you can unfold the mat and like place everything in these little slots.
I know if you want to get into it and stuff on Sundays, I think this dude at Dragon's Lair like hosts like Pokemon like card tournaments and stuff like that. So if you want to actually learn, go to Dragon's Lair in Austin.
The one card game that I've played like that is Magic the Gathering.
I've never played Magic. I don't know the rules. It sounds very complicated, and I feel like I'd be very good at it.
You feel like you'd be very good at it?
Like
It's
any
fun.
game that's like super complex and takes hours to explain, I'm like,
Have you
can
ever
do
played
this.
Settlers of Catan?
No,
it's a
but I feel like
tabletop
I
game.
could be
love
good at
Settlers
it.
of Catan. I very rarely win, but I love playing it. Especially there's like this expansion where you can have like bigger cities, and it'll take even longer to play. I love it.
Yeah.
It'll take like 3 or 4 hours to play the one game. I love it.
Magic the Gathering is fun. I've played it a lot, like on the Xbox, because they like have a bunch of different versions on there, and then Magic the Gathering online, like the PC version. Because I play with friends that like aren't here in Austin, so we can't obviously do it like a real card game.
Have y'all heard of Gwent?
Yes.
I have.
It's
Is that
the
the
Witcher card
That's a
game.
Witcher
Yeah.
game, right?
So I don't know because I haven't played it in a while, but they have the like early access version of
Yeah.
the game like released and stuff, and I've played a lot of that. It like they have the tutorials and stuff, which takes maybe an hour to complete.
Wow.
And then once you look through all the cards and stuff like that, because like you have to go through, there's like 6 factions or something like. I think there's 4 actually. No, there's 6. There's like 6 factions that you can like. Every card has like a specific ability and stuff. And then there's like 3 leaders for every faction, so you have to break down every of those. And then there's like a single player campaign to get all of the like basic cards. And then there's like 100,000 different cards you can like find. And so it's like, yes, that's my ideal version of a game. It's like it took me like 6 hours to finally understand what I was doing, and then once I did it, I was like, yes, I can do this over and over again. Yeah. I really just love to hate myself. That's what this is about. But
I don't like card games, and I don't really like board games either.
what?
Not even like just standard 52, just like a standard deck of cards, card games, nothing like
I
that.
don't
You hate Monopoly?
hate it.
I understand why you hate Monopoly. I love Monopoly, but I completely understand why you hate
So we're
Monopoly.
just like, I don't want to sit here for an hour with you guys while, like,
That's
you
fine.
get annoyingly competitive, and I'm stuck here, like physically stuck here, and I feel like, and like my headache grows.
I mean,
and,
you
like,
could just like walk out if
My
you
jaw
wanted
heats.
to.
I don't know.
Your
I mean,
jaw
yeah.
heats up?
Well, like my jaw like clenches, right?
Okay.
Because I'm like stressed. It's annoying, frustrating
See,
to
that's
me.
why I'm always like, in order to like, I do get super competitive at like Monopoly and stuff like that, but at the same time, I can just distract myself by playing something on my phone. That was an
I
ugly
just like
picture of
hate
me.
it because I just have to like. Oh, it's my turn again.
I played
Yeah.
Risk
Oh boy,
over
yeah.
the summer,
Yeah.
and I did not like Risk. I didn't like Risk at all.
No, I tried to play like Munchkin with my brother and my sister, right?
Oh,
Which is
Munchkin.
like, they like the idea that like you can help each other out, right?
Or totally screw each
No,
other
they
over.
like the idea that you could help each other
Oh.
out or stay on your own and try to just do the game onto yourself. And I'm like, you know what? No, it says in the rules I can screw you over.
It's like,
so
no,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
the
kill you
purpose
right
of
now.
Munchkin is to screw your
Yeah,
friends
I'm gonna
over.
kill you and you have to
You make
reset.
alliances
And
and
they were
you
like,
immediately
no,
break
you
the
can't do that. I was like, it's in the rules. And like everyone trying to be like a team player, and my parents are like, no, don't screw your siblings over.
Why
I'm like,
not? That's
what?
the
That's
point.
the point of the game.
You can't stop me.
This cleric is about to destroy you by sending a dragon your way. That's what's going on. And I was like, ugh.
It's like D&D Light. It's fun.
What? I've never played D&D, and I really want to.
I prefer D&D. I don't have because then I can just.
You just do whatever
Yeah.
you want.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
do whatever you want,
That's
yeah.
much more preferable than like have to like.
There are really no
oh,
rules.
Yeah.
Well, look at
There are
that.
rules sometimes.
Yeah.
More of guidelines.
Exactly.
I'd like to play. I have no idea how to or where to go to
There's
learn.
literally no how to.
It's-
that.
Yeah.
You kind of just
That's
do
why
whatever.
I
The,
like
the,
it.
mo- the
Just
most
do
how
whatever
to
you
is you have
want.
to know how to make a character and like what your abilities and like weapons do. But then after that, and then
Yeah.
it's like actually like playing and going out
Yeah.
to do stuff. It's like-
Whenever I play with my friends, I was the DM, and I very quickly realized they don't like complicated like mechanics or anything like that. So it ended up just shenanigans pretty much. I would even just pre-make their character sheets for them sometimes, and they would have like 3 stats on it, and they'd barely pay attention to it.
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
got in a lot of shenanigans, and it was fun. They fought Santa Claus once.
Oh yay!
They fought
Yeah,
Santa
I have
Claus.
like
Alright.
ideas for like terrible characters because that's like the kind of person I totally would be in a fantasy world.
But see, that's fun.
So, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
hard.
but I
you
was
can
like,
make
I've
it.
always wanted to like, what if I just made like a cleric or something that knows nothing about religion?
An
really-
atheist cleric.
Yeah, that
Atheist
just
cleric.
doesn't care and like really wants just an axe and stuff to like to beat people to death with. I was like, that's
but,
my
but he's
style.
but he's a cleric.
Yeah, that's my thing. I was like, I could totally get down with that, but it's also like, I don't know anyone around who would like be willing to like, I don't know, let me teach, learn, play
There's
stuff.
a D&D group here on campus. Chase is one of the important people there.
Important people.
Important people.
Nice.
They meet like every Saturday.
That's cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Sweet. I'll talk to him after. Now that we're on sort of friendly terms, I think.
No, I still hate you.
Probably
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Probably not.
Is it just me, or is it like my natural assumption that everyone hates me? Like, is that a thing y'all have ever like had?
Constant.
Yeah, I felt that. Yeah.
No, Ashley.
I have severe anxiety and bad paranoia, and I have OCD, and so every little movement your face makes, I'm like picking up on it and reading too far into it. Everything.
He just scratched his nose. Does that mean he doesn't like
Just
writing
like your
this
little
down?
eyebrow
Oh,
movement,
God.
and I'm like, oh
I
no. You know?
can't do my eyebrows. I wish I
See,
could.
like I understand.
Like when someone goes,
No, I know a
Yeah.
lot of people that are like that, and like in order to like just like sort of try to like make it obvious, like I like you and I would like to hang out with you. I just try to smile at everyone, but then it turns out being creepy, and I'm like, I'm being too creepy. Oh, I'm not doing this right. Oh, I don't. Also, I don't have a great smile, and like there's all these
You're
things
always,
I
like-
start to go down like nitpicking. I was like, I'm a terrible person. I hate this.
so I just like avoid. I wait for you to come to me, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we ended up meeting. I was forced to come to you, and then you were like, and then we talked about this show, and then
Well, you
saw
came
me.
to me, yeah.
Yeah, I came to you, and then you're like, okay, I know this person. Let's make fun of the goober. All right.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I could tell that you, like, I can pick up on when a person is, like, able for me to tease them. Like, if that's the case, well, then I probably will do it.
No, my heart breaks just a little more every time.
Wow.
You got to break something down before you can build it back
Jillian
up.
just
Yeah.
shrugged.
You're still showing up, so, I mean,
Yeah, you're still here. You've made it past the
Yeah,
first
there's
couple
no one
weeks,
forcing
so
you to be
yeah.
here.
that's true.
I force myself
Yeah.
to be here. It's like
That's
I,
a choice.
Me too.
I will not get any experience otherwise being like one of the very few people in this major who know nothing about this major.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, it's like everyone I know that's an RTF major is like, yes, I'm a director. I've been directing
100%.
small
I
films
feel
in
the
my
same
No,
way,
backyard."
I felt the
Yeah.
same way.
No.
I was computer science.
Really?
Same. I feel that in computer science now. Like everyone's like, oh, they've already like been coding for a while. I'm like, I just kind of like it. I want to keep doing
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
that's what Ollie was, too.
It's like I like
No.
some movies.
No, I
I
was
like Spider-Man movies.
I was a big theater kid, and I was like big backstage. I did a
Me
little bit of
too.
stuff on stage, yeah. And I was like, you know what? I don't know what I want to do with my life. I guess I'll go to a conservatory or something and try to like do acting there or whatever. And I was like, that's expensive. I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life.
Yeah.
And then I took an AV class in high school, and I was like, this is what I want to do. And then I came here, and everyone's like, I've been directing films since I was in the womb,
I feel the
basically.
same
And I
way.
was
Like,
like,
I made
no,
this
oh
whole
my
thing with my
God.
high school, and I was like, my high school,
And
part of
another-
it you got
yeah.
condemned. I don't have any.
It's weird because, like, you're like, well, what are you here for if you
Yeah.
already know
Yeah,
everything?
you don't have to
And
learn
what-
anything then.
it shouldn't bug me, but it does.
No,
It's just like,
I felt the same
no,
way. the
and it's like
entire
another thing as everyone's like, yes, I'm destined to be a director, and that's all I'll ever do. And I'm like,
time. Sure.
cool, I'm here to learn everything, so maybe I can understand why that's important.
I don't
later.
even know if I'm gonna be a CS major all the time. Like, what are you
Yeah.
talking
Yeah,
about?
I am not convinced I'm going to stay an RTF major at all.
Yeah.
I frequently think about switching to other
But
things.
when I heard like like TSTV lets you be on camera, and I'm like, I am most comfortable doing that. I can talk forever about nothing, and I've been doing that, as we can see, for about 45 minutes.
But we've been forcing you to learn as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I purposely like threw myself at TriCaster like last week or last
2
Tuesday.
days ago?
Yeah. Because I was like, I need to get this in a repertoire so I understand and I actually have
Yeah.
like, value. And then I did it, and then I messed up, and I still feel ashamed about
You,
messing.
no, you didn't really. You,
I
what, you
messed
did
up
like,
like
a little
super
bit.
temporarily.
I've messed up way worse.
Oh, no,
on
I
the
understand.
TriCaster
I
while doing
messed
it.
up
No, yeah.
10 times.
I know, sorry. Like, I'm like even
That's
then though,
nothing.
it's like being the type of person I am. Like even that tiny thing that I'm sure almost nobody noticed is like eating away at me. Like we
No, I'm the
literally
same way.
we had
Oh, yeah.
2 people watch I think last week. Those 2 people are I'm like they know from somewhere that they're gonna come down and
Yeah.
hunt me down. That's
I'm
No.
very self-critical. I listen to everything I've ever been on to critique my performance.
Oh, I hate listening to stuff. But
I don't,
I don't
listen
watch
to
it.
I just
See, it's
hate myself.
You
it's
just stay in
so
the
weird.
constant state.
Like whenever
No.
this podcast goes up, I will listen to it to see how I did.
no.
I won't listen
I
to
have
this
to
at
listen
all.
to this podcast when it comes
Well,
out.
you're
so-
editing it. That's different.
Yeah.
No, but it's so weird. I can get used to listening to it over and over again, purely because for some reason when we record, my voice sounds a lot not like my voice.
100%. Yeah. No.
Oh yeah.
No, it's like it doesn't even sound like my voice when it's like recorded in other mediums. It's just for some reason here it's different, and I don't know why. It just sounds like I don't know, somehow did more
Nicer microphone.
Yeah, I guess that's it. And it's like, that's some stranger, and I'll pretend that's a stranger. And I was like, cool, stranger, you have great ideas, handsome face.
The thing is,
nice
whenever I go
voice.
back and listen to myself on things, I always make myself laugh. Which
Yeah.
I'm like,
Okay.
because I'm trying to do it, and I'm like, oh, that was a funny joke. Even if it wasn't a funny joke, it was still funny to me because I made the joke.
Never
No.
been like listening, then like, oh, this is what I would say here, and then you say it,
Yes,
and like,
100%.
No, you see, I have this bad habit of like, in my head, I think I'm funny, and I'll come up with a joke or a terrible pun, and I'll think it's hilarious. And it's, like I've done that for years, and it's gotten to the point where someone will say something, and my brain will go opportunity for a joke, and I'll start laughing because I think it's funny. I'm like,
I've
I don't know
done
what the
that.
joke
Oh, yeah.
is. I haven't. And people are like, "Why are you laughing, you crazy idiot?" in the corner, and I'm like, I don't.
I've done that.
know.
I've thought of a joke that was funny to myself and cracked myself up laughing and not
yeah.
spoken a word because I made a funny joke to myself.
In class the other day, the textbook said third-year Japanese students should be able to read the newspaper. My sensei was like, "Oh, do you guys think that's true?" Like, and everyone looked around, and I didn't even know how to say it. I just looked to my friend and was like, "Watashi was stupid." And she just fucking died, and nobody else like thought it was funny, but we like couldn't stop laughing. And I hate that that's how it always is. I don't know, but I know how you feel. I've been here a while, so I don't care anymore.
You don't care anymore. That's great.
You just accept it and move on.
Yeah, or like 2 years in RTF, and like, I came in not knowing anything, and it was really rough at first, but now like, I don't really even see the people who made me feel like shit at the beginning, if that makes any sense. They're
Oh,
like
yeah.
long gone, and like I didn't think that that would be the case. I thought they would always be around. Like,
And it's like no one's given me shit for it. It's 100% just me.
no, like,
Oh,
it's,
yeah, me
it's
too.
Oh yeah, and it's
Yeah.
all my friends are just like, yeah, I love film. I know this. Like I've like talked to Ron Perlman and stuff like, and he's watched my films and called me
That's
disturbing.
cool.
I have a friend who
Whatever.
Yeah, and I'm like cool, but at the same time, it's like. Like in my head, it's like weirdly the stereotypical anime, but much more self-deprecating. Like I have to be, like, strive to be better than everyone in every way possible. And so that's why I'm always like throwing myself to do stuff. And I guess now that I think about it, that's probably why I'm doing all these podcast intros. Is because like I need to like figure out how to do
well,
something
you're
I'm good
you're
at.
proving it to yourself.
Yeah, and
You're not
it's-
proving it to other people. It's to you, and that's what matters, right? Like,
yeah.
But at the same time, you have to accept that, like,
And at the end of the day, I still hate myself. But
yeah,
I'll figure it out.
like
yeah.
there's nothing you can do. Like, there's no award you're gonna get that's gonna make you like yourself. It's like it's a totally different process. But I understand it.
No,
But yeah, RTF is like that. That's why you come here, and like nobody here is gonna brag to you about.
Yeah,
they
no, that's
do.
why I was so
My
glad.
favorite movie is this weird foreign film that
Oh
from
my
like
God.
30 years ago.
If I
And
hear-
there's nothing wrong with foreign films. It's just when they talk about it, they're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like it's better because it's not
Yeah.
English.
No, if I need to hear another RTF major, specifically in like our stuff, talk about art house films for like the 5,000th time, I was like, I don't care.
That's the thing too. It's like,
It's like-
whatever they're watching, everyone else has already seen. Like they're not that special. Or like at the same time, like there's nothing in the world that makes you inherently special.
No, and it like it's also like I come from a place where I can't relate either, especially being theater, like knowing musicals and like me loving cartoons and like stuff like that. So that's where I like find all like my entertainment from is just watching.
I love cartoons.
yeah,
I'm watching
and, like-
Superman the animated series right now. It's so good.
OG Justice League and stuff. Great, but
So it's all good.
like everyone's talking about like, oh, have you seen like all 24 cuts of like Blade Runner and stuff like that? I'm like,
I'm not 24.
yeah, how many are there? There's a lot.
There's
like
I know there's
7.
a lot.
3 or 4.
Yeah,
That's
I've
what I
had too many people talk
I really
about
like
it,
Blade
but
Runner,
I was
so
like,
I'm a
I
little
haven't
guilty.
even seen Blade Runner, and I probably should. at
There's
some
only
point.
one cut that you need to see, and that's the final one.
Yeah.
It's
final cut or
Blade Runner,
director's
the final cut.
Okay,
Yep.
final cut.
That's all you gotta watch.
Thank you. See, nobody's actually answered that question. That's how annoying
You have
it
to
is.
memorize every single cut
Yeah,
and know
there's
what
like,
all
well,
the
there's the
differences
cut with
are.
narration, the director's cut, there's the final cut, there's the
Yeah, I
blank
think
cut, there's
Blade Runner, the
studio
final cut
Final
is the
cut.
best one.
Yeah, and then I was like, nobody's actually answered that question. I've been
No,
trying
just
to
watch
like,
the final cut.
yeah, thanks. That's so helpful in so many ways, and I'm like,
And then watch
well,
Speed
guys-
Racer, the real best film.
Just watch the ones that you like and like take inspiration from.
What? Do you have a
those,
problem
like,
with Speed Racer, Ashley? Speed Racer is legitimately maybe my favorite film of all time.
Like you have the
Like
running
the-
thing throughout
I
the
love Speed
VGHL
Racer.
where for your
Yeah.
mic test you try and get
For
through
my
the
test,
plot
I
of
just
Speed
tried to
Racer.
recite the plot of Speed Racer. and I'll be there forever.
You do that every time. That's right.
I haven't
forget.
done it the last few times actually, but I did start out doing that.
One more,
No,
we
but I
did
remember
our
that, and then you're
industry
like, back
news,
again.
and I had to like talk for like 5 minutes
So
because they were
long.
like doing shit with like the mics in there. And then it got to you, and you're like, I'm just gonna start talking about Speed Race, and then it's like, okay, and that's it, we're done. It's like, wow, that was
I didn't
way
even get
fast.
the first scene.
Yeah.
Is Flim? No, that's Scooby Doo. Never mind. See, that's the cartoon knowledge.
What were we gonna say?
Scooby-Doo's also great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Did you know there's a Scooby-Doo character in a spin-off where it's just Shaggy and Scooby and 3 other people who are in the mystery gang, and one of them is Flim Flam, and he is the equivalent of Velma, I think. In that, and he's like,
I do know
he's
there was a spin-off
10-year-old.
where they got rid of the rest of them, and then sometimes they'd bring in like Daphne back.
Yeah, it was like it was.
Scrappy-Doo
they
was in
did
it a
bring-
lot.
It was Scrappy, Daphne, and Flim Flam.
And I think, didn't Shaggy have like a red shirt?
Yeah, and he wore a red shirt. That's right.
I didn't even know there was a spinoff to Scooby Doo.
There,
Oh
there's
yeah.
been many
there's
spin-offs
also
of Scooby-Doo.
there's also like
It's been on since the 60s.
there's the kid version of Scooby Doo, which makes no sense because their origin story is convoluted. Anyway,
There's
see,
Mystery
I, like, care
Incorporated,
too
which
much
is
about
the
deep
best
lore of
Scooby-Doo show.
Scooby-Doo.
Isn't that the one where it's
What's
the
your Scooby Doo? Dumb after you. That's a good
You're
one.
gonna
That's the good one.
solve that mystery.
Mystery.
It's the Simple Plan Scooby-Doo.
I see you, Scooby Doo.
I love that one. Yeah, I
They're
was singing
coming
that to
after
myself
you.
today.
What's your
earlier today.
Scooby?
But Mystery Incorporated was great. It was like a little more like narrative focused.
Yes, I know what you're talking
And
about.
Velma was weirdly like sexually aggressive towards Shaggy. Do you remember that?
I like maybe. I like the one with Haley Kate.
And also, and Daphne really like was into Fred and kept trying to get Fred to notice her, but Fred only cares about traps. He is obsessed
Yes,
with
I
making
know.
traps for ghosts. And so she'll be like, "Hey, Fred, how's it going?" He's like, "Not now. I got to make this trap," and it's so funny.
And they
so
also like bring their parents into it and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. The parents are
That
in
seems
it.
weird.
Yeah.
It is a little weird,
It's
but it's very
actually
good.
really interesting because there's like a background plot that actually
Yeah, there's like a
follows-
recurring villain named Mr. E.
Yeah, there's actually like
Oh, God.
there's a there's actually like the biggest mystery is like what's happening in the background and why the actual mysteries are happening, and it's a cool version of Scooby Doo.
It's a really good version. Shaggy is like trying to hide his relationship from Velma from Scooby-Doo so he doesn't get jealous. It's great.
There's Hot Dog Water, which is a character by the way. It's a girl who looks exactly like Velma, dresses exactly like her, but has longer hair and smells like hot dog water. That's
Such a weird character. That's such,
Yeah.
such a specific character.
and that's how Velma solved the mystery. Is that it was like she dressed up as some monster and would terrorize people, but she got too close to Velma and she smelled the hot dog water. This is my knowledge of cartoons, people.
The cartoons are the best. So,
They're so good.
so why haven't you watched SpongeBob?
I don't know. I still
come
like,
back
am kinda
around.
Just like watch the first few seasons. After that, it doesn't matter.
I still kind of like shirk away from it out of instinct. I don't know.
It's so funny.
So good.
There's so many great visual gags.
So many great quotes from it.
Yeah.
If
It's
I
so
want a
good.
visual gag, though, I watch the Carol Burnett show, which is another thing nobody can relate to.
No, I'm sorry, I can't relate to that.
Yeah, I
See,
can't
does
relate to
nobody
it.
know what the Carol Burnett show is?
It was like, was it like a sketch comedy show?
Yeah, it was really good. It was clean comedy. It was really interesting. That's where they did like the best bit with Gone with the Wind. Like they did their version of it, which is called Went with the Wind, and instead of like making the dress out of curtains, she just walks down with a curtain rod, like completely tied to her, and just the curtains dripped over, and she's like, "Yes, I saw this in the window, and I couldn't resist." And I was like, "That's so good."
I have
But,
yet
like-
to meet anyone else who's ever seen Alf. Anyone here watched Alf?
I know what Alpha is. I
Didn't
haven't
he
seen
eat
it.
cats? That was his whole thing.
Yeah, his species ate cats, except that he came to Earth and they wouldn't let him eat the cat, and he eventually grew to like it, and he hated himself because he couldn't eat cats because he liked them too much. He even like helped raise some kittens.
Oh my god.
I watched every episode of Alf. I love Alf. And then it ended in the worst way possible.
How'd it end?
It ended with like because his planet blew up.
Oh wow.
No, that's how the series starts. He's the only one left from his planet because everyone on the planet
Yeah.
plugged in their hair dryers at once, and so it all blew up. And so
That sounds about right.
yeah, and so Alf was the only one left, and he crash lands in like I think it's the Tanners in their house, and so it's just like him living with his normal family. But then at the end of the show, it's like, oh hey, a couple of your friends actually did survive, and so you're not the only one left. And so it's like one of his friends comes like in a spaceship to pick him up, and so like the Tanners finally they take him out and like into the woods, and he's wearing like a little trench coat or something I think, and he's like waiting, and then there's a recurring thing throughout the show where it's like the FBI thinks that there's an alien living in the Tanner's house, but they can't prove it.
He's too lit talking about.
And so like they're like all constantly trying to figure out like if there's an alien in there and like so they can capture the alien and like run tests on him. And then at the very end they finally like are chasing him down, and the series ends with him about to be picked up. Then the FBI shows up and surrounds them, and they're like pointing their guns at Alf, and then Alf's friend gets scared and flies away, and that's how the entire series
Please
ends.
tell
So
me
he-
they like annihilate Alf.
No, it just cuts.
Boo.
That's how the entire series ends.
That's a
So
pretty
he
good
just
ending
gets
for what
captured
that
by
show
the
was.
Terrible ending.
That's terrible.
It's a terrible ending.
Yeah, for what that show was, that's a great ending.
That was a good show.
All right. I really hate to end this on Alf, but we need to wrap
That was
up.
fantastic.
Yeah, but we need to wrap up. So this was Video Game After Live. I was Tommy,
I was Michael.
I was Jillian.
I'm still gonna be Enoch.
maybe.
No, you're not.
And
you're gonna change.
yeah.
Bye!
You're
See
not.
ya.